Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to my podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly, telling you why I'm busy and maybe talk about all things Drizzy. So sit back and grab a plate into Kimbo's Slice of Life. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Kimbo's Slice of Life. We have Austin, known as AVSTN.
In the building.
Is that
How y'all
right?
doing? Yep, that's correct.
From Dallas. He's an R&B music. How did you get into
How'd I get into making music? I would say when I was young, my older brother, he always put me on like freestyling, and I always seemed to like be good at it. Like, so I gravitated towards it. At school, you know, freestyling, whatever, rapping. People are always like, oh, you should rap, whatever. So I always flirted with the idea of it, but once I got to high school, I discovered like actually recording, and I just fell in love with the process.
So what drew you to that genre, R&B? Like,
just like, I probably just say my older siblings always playing it, like when I was growing up. And it's always been like the most popular, you know, like the most played, like when I was coming up in high school, middle school. So I always was drawn to hip hop.
How has it influenced your music?
I'd say it's influenced my music because like within hip hop, there's like a level of like bravado, confidence. So I feel like you kind of had to incorporate that, like, I guess like self-belief, like type of confidence to myself within the music. Like it's not so like playing it safe. It's like I'm gonna say different things that are braggadocious at times, you know.
You have a favorite artist?
I'll definitely say Drake.
Bro.
I mean, don't hate me, you know.
No,
what I'm saying?
literally my favorite. Look at my shirt.
Oh shoot!
My shirt says I like what Drake likes.
I didn't even notice that till now. That's
I got
crazy.
this at the concert. I went to the concert like
on
on Thursday.
Oh shoot! 2 days ago. How was that?
Oh my god, it was great.
It was insane.
Y'all, I love Drake, and everybody knows that. And I talk about him all the time, and they're like, "This girl's weird. You don't even know you exist." So I was like, but he's gonna know. So
right, she's gonna know. Right, we're on the podcast.
Drake's like, yeah. Why is
Kimbo
Drake
Slice.
here?
Today's podcast is brought to you by Reach Your Potential Nutrition. RYP Nutrition is an active duty military owned company that specializes in providing you with sports nutrition supplements to help you get the most out of your workouts. They currently have a pre-workout and hydration formula that gives you the boost and the electrolytes you need to push through any workout. They also have a low-calorie protein powder that has 22 grams of protein and only 110 calories, perfect as a post-workout drink. With every purchase you make through RYP, 10% of that profit goes to helping fallen military members or their families. Use code Kimbo for 50% right now at ryp/nutrition.com.
Why is he?
I didn't even know that. So that, guys, I actually did not know that Drake was his favorite artist. So that is real.
Right. So I would say just like the way he incorporates melody and rapping and like meshes into one, like that's something I'm working towards achieving. I feel like right now I'm more like melodic than anything, which is ironic because like I said earlier, I started off like more hip hop rapping. But as time went on, like I just discovered auto-tune and like my love for like melody, you know, just like like singing in the auto-tune. So I'd say that's why I like Drake, because if you think about Drake's music, like he's not afraid to just bust out a melody and hit the right pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was getting it. The vocals on Thursday, he was going with it. He goes, "I'm just getting y'all ready for all the dogs," and like he was even like some of the rap songs. He was like, you know, like the vocal, he was like singing it and not actually rapping it. So he kind of like changed the tune a little bit, but
yeah. So I just love the fact of like doing both. But I was also very influenced by like Mac Miller growing up too. So that's my guy.
Miller?
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, for real.
How do you approach songwriting? Like, is it like a specific mood or emotions you're feeling, or?
I'll definitely say I go off mood or emotions. Like the first step is usually like, okay, what type of beat are we feeling? What type of vibe are we going for? Are you feeling this way? You feeling this way? But I always have like a battle within my mind. I'm like, I don't know if I'm feeling lit or if I'm feeling like singing. So I usually end up going more the melodic route. But for me, yeah, it's definitely like how I feel, like, yeah.
How you feel?
Yeah,
So
is how I'm going to base the production of the song, and the production is what's going to drive the songwriting.
So if something pops up in your head, you're like, oh, I got to write it down. Are you like that kind of person?
No, it's kind of crazy. I never really like, I hate to sound like this, but I don't really like write. Like every time I try to write when I'm in the studio, a lot of times I need to work on this more and just make more like habits of like practicing my writing. But sometimes when I try to write, I just like pick up the notepad and I type something. I'm like, nah, delete it, put it down. And then I'm like, let me just see how I feel when I get on the mic. And then I just start like playing with different like pockets and different like melodies and stuff like that.
So it's more like a freestyle.
Yeah, a freestyle, but like in a structured manner. Like first, like for example, like I'll do it like every 2 lines. Like I'll record a line, pause, let me hear that, run it back, then punch in the next line. But I really do it like every 2 lines. If that makes sense.
So you just don't sit down and write a whole song?
I basically write, but I just like to write directly onto the mic.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like I could write a line, but I don't really know how it sounds until I hear it. So like that's why I like just writing right on the mic, like just freestyling, because I can just hear it like right away. And if I don't like that tone of my voice, switch it up, try something else.
Oh, okay, when that works, right?
Yeah. No, I feel like a lot of artists record like that nowadays too, but you still have your great writers, but a lot of people record like that.
What do you hope like listeners take away from your music?
I hope they take away like don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Obviously me singing on a microphone, that's a vulnerable thing to do if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has the confidence to want to do that. Sometimes it's nerve-wracking. You worry about what people are going to think. But I mean, at the end of the day, like just do what you love and don't be afraid to be vulnerable and let people know like who you are type shit.
Like, this is how I feel. Yeah.
So
how long have you been actually like doing music?
I made the decision like within my mind and like wholly like probably like 19, like all right, I'm gonna manifest this for myself. I'm gonna become an artist and make this happen. Even though it's always what I wanted to do growing up from a kid, always was the thing I knew that first came to my mind, that I saw myself if I was looking at my greatest self, I wanted to see that for myself. But it was always the thing where I was worried about what other people might think if I really just like decided that that's what I'm gonna do. But when I was 19, I was like, no, this is what I'm gonna do. It's what I'm gonna go after. So it's probably been about like 5 years now.
5 years?
For 6 years, yeah,
Oh.
5 years. Yeah. I'm 25 right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, wasn't gonna ask, but yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I would say like the journey, like right now that I'm on, is taking a little longer than I imagined earlier on. But like it was just a lot of necessary growth. You know, like you can't decide when things are gonna happen for you. The universe is gonna decide. But what you can decide is how you're gonna treat this moment, and the type of energy you're gonna have, your intentions, and what you believe for yourself. And at the right times, things will align. Things will happen.
Yep. Amen to that. Cause it's not gonna happen overnight.
No, definitely not.
I've
You got to put the work in. Like, I feel like when I first started, like my work ethic now has just grown so much more. Like I used to think, like when I was like, I'm just gonna go to the studio every weekend. Like now it's like, no, like I'm damn near, like I mean darn near, you know, at the studio like every day, because like I have a home set up at home, and I'm always just thinking about music. So it's just grown. Like the more you build the passion, the more it grows, the more the work ethic grows.
Okay.
I don't even know how I got into that, but
it's okay. No, I love it. Yeah. Do you have any upcoming projects? Anything that you can speak about?
Yeah, I do. I have just a bunch of songs, like a group of songs I've been working on and finishing up, and like just picking the best ones. And I'm definitely flirting with the idea of a project, but I don't want to say anything directly yet, because if I say like a name, you know, I might want to change the name. Yeah. So, but I know before this year ends, you could definitely expect like a project from me, like a short EP. I'm definitely gonna pop out with some singles first, and that's gonna be very soon. So.
Oh yeah, those are fun. Those singles. Yeah. And do you do music videos? I saw one of your music videos. I was like, that was pretty tight.
Yeah, I do music videos. I shoot with some guys out of Houston. Shout out my boy Selassie. But yeah, I got some videos that are gonna be coming too. I actually got 2 in the vault right now. I need to get those out there.
Yeah. So you're on Spotify and Apple.
Spotify and Apple, yeah, and YouTube.
And YouTube, you can find Austin. Is it AVSTN?
AVSTN, but it's pronounced Austin.
Oh, okay.
So call me AVSTN. Call me Austin.
What do you want them to call you?
You can call me Austin.
Okay. Do you like pizza? What's your favorite?
I do love pizza.
What's your favorite pizza?
Pepperoni, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple jalapenos on top.
With
Can't go wrong with that.
Do you like the cheese? What is it? The grated cheese?
I don't mind it. I'm not gonna like be like, oh no, I need grated cheese on my pizza. I'll eat some pepperoni, some regular stuff. You got those people. They're like, they want it specific that way, no matter what.
Like, no, I'm good.
Sorry if you're one of those people.
No, I'm not. I don't need I don't fiend for the grated cheese. Just the pepperoni. We're good. Yeah. I'm basic and boring.
It's better like that. It's better that way.
So what's the most valuable thing you learned about your journey through all this?
I'd say the most valuable thing I learned is like it's all in your own mind. Like you gotta it's a battle with your own thoughts. You know, you'd be surprised at what you could accomplish, you know, if you really just believed in yourself to the fullest ability. So that's what I've learned. Like, don't doubt myself, or at least trust the journey. You know, things happen when they're supposed to happen. That's the most valuable thing I learned. Just believe in yourself and trust the universe.
Amen.
Yeah, be positive.
Do you manifest? I mean, like, you say positive
affirmations?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's manifesting, right?
Yeah, it's a form of it, because that energy that you're creating, like, that goes towards a manifestation. Mm-hmm. Like, I do that quite often. I wake up and I write like 3 things throughout the day, like I will be perfect today, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm amazing. Keep your head up, king. You know, stuff like that. Positive things to get you going, because once you get your mind thinking those thoughts and you read them back to yourself, you'd be surprised. Like, it soaks into your subconscious, so it starts to have an effect on your vibe, your vibration, what you attract, what you manifest.
And that helps? Yeah,
for sure. I'm trying to get back into like meditation. That helps a lot too. I used to meditate a lot. I kind of fell off, but it's okay.
I feel like I don't know how to meditate. Like,
you don't know how to?
Because I feel like my mind like goes off and I start thinking about other things. Like, what am I gonna eat right now?
Right.
You know, and I'm just like, wait.
No, that's like exactly what's supposed to happen. Like, basically what you do when you meditate is like you sit there, you close your eyes, you get comfortable, you breathe. I like to lay down flat. Mm-hmm. Just breathe, and like you let your thoughts come, and then your mind will go off in a second, because you'll get lost into a thought. But then you realize that you got lost in that thought, and you come back to like, oh wait, I'm meditating right now. It's okay, you know, I'm back in it. And like the more you just practice like working that muscle, the more you stop letting your thoughts control where your mind goes. You could just sit there, and the goal is to sit there and think about nothing. And like anybody, even me, like I'll try some days and like my mind will just race way other places. But the more you put the intention of, let me get back centered to thinking about nothing, like just hearing a sound in the room, then you just get better at it. And the more you do it, just like anything, going to the gym, the more you do it, better you get.
Practice.
Better results you get.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and I got a lot of work to do myself. I'm no expert, you know, but that's just what I've learned so far.
Well, manifesting, you know how to do that. I don't.
I say you do. I mean, you're manifesting things every day.
True.
You got this podcast. I'm sure at one point you wanted to start a podcast. Yeah. Look at you now.
I guess, so. Yeah, we see it differently.
Yeah. I feel like manifesting, like some people look at it as just like form of magic, like snap of fingers and this happens. But a lot of times, like, it's more calculated. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like little things add up, little habits add up.
What would you say your purpose is, like, in that?
My purpose? I would definitely say, first of all, I'll say as a man, like, you got to know what your purpose is. You got to figure out what's my purpose, because that's going to be how you're going to move every day in the world. Mm-hmm. I'll say my purpose is to inspire people. And how I choose to do that is through my creativity, through me making music, you know, me expressing art. So, yeah, my purpose is definitely to inspire people, because reason I know that's my purpose is because, like, when I move off that mindset, very good things happen to me, you know? Yeah. Like, when I'm trying to inspire other people in the best way that I can, it may not always be received, but I just feel like that's when the universe, like, kind of blesses me back. And I feel good doing it. Like, it makes me feel good. I feel like your purpose is like what you're drawn to, and like what like what, I don't even know how to describe it. You go where I'm going?
I get what you're saying. Was there ever like a time where it was like difficult for you to like explain what you wanted to explain in a song and you didn't know how to like
definitely
express it?
In what sense exactly? Like
if you wanted to write a song and then you're like, dang, I know what I need to say, but I just don't know how to say it.
Oh, definitely.
How
I mean,
do you,
it
like,
happens all the time. I feel like when making music, like I'll hear a beat and I'm trying to come on it, and sometimes like I know kind of like what I want to talk about, but it's just not always coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying like, how do I battle with that?
Yeah.
Just continuously. Sometimes you got to take a break from it, put the idea away, come back to it with fresh ears, and just repetition of trying. Like I've had plenty songs where I sat on the beat for a little while because I didn't really know how to like come on the beat. I tried it, I didn't like it, but came back to it, and the great song manifested because it's repetition.
How do you think of the song titles?
I always base the song title off of like whatever the main lyric I was saying in the song was. That's how I always do it.
That's what I try to do like with the podcast, but I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like, well, I was like, that's hard. Because the podcast, like, there's different, genres, topics of everything that we talk about. But I'm just like, the podcast titles. So I'm like, how do people
but then at the
do
same
song
time,
titles?
At the same time, it's like, it is whatever you want it to be. Like, if I could make a song and not even say this word, but if I just feel strongly like I want it to be this random word, like it could be that. So. Yeah,
it could be like something that makes something that doesn't make no sense or whatever.
I feel like there's no rules in creativity.
That's what I love about being a creative.
Yeah.
Like, the possibilities are endless.
Right. And when people try to put rules on creativity, it becomes not as like fun.
Or not
in
as
my
authentic.
opinion.
Yeah. Do you have any future aspirations?
Future aspirations?
For yourself, like
100%.
where do you want to be?
Like what? Like years from now?
Let's say you're 25. Yeah, like let's say by 30. Like what?
By 30, I definitely want to be like traveling, doing shows, like having my own fan base. I just want to be like, I just want to be my version of successful, like doing full time what I love and making money from that and being able to move on my own schedule. That's where I see myself at. Probably recording in LA one day, recording in Dallas another day, Atlanta the next day, Miami, moving around. But at the same time, like, I feel like I'm a low key guy. Like I want to get rich and just like hit the studio all the time.
Yeah.
But that could change. That's how I feel now, but
that could change. Yeah. What was I gonna say? What? I forgot what I was gonna say.
No, you're good. Let it come to you.
Second. Nope, I forgot. It was like
You're good.
Jabari's laughing at me back there. Jabari's back there, guys.
Shout out my boy Jabari.
If y'all remember him from episode 10, he's back there laughing.
Episode 10, Jabari, that's my Aquarius brother. So, us Aquarius got to stick together out here. People don't give us enough credit.
Aquarius? Are you like big into Zodiac?
No, not really, but I go hard for my sign. I go hard for my sign because
I'm not big into Zodiac.
I'm not big into it in a sense like I'm big into it, but I don't like when people try to like box in a personality from a sign completely, because it's like I feel like there could be a sign, like some people the same sign, they could have completely different personalities, maybe just some of the same traits.
Yeah, I'm not a fan like when people are like, oh, it's because I'm a Gemini, and I was like, no, it's not.
I will say, like, I hate to be the one to say it, but I feel like a lot of girls are a little OD with the Zodiac.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about mainly.
At the same time, I like it too, though. Like, I'm on both sides of it. I can't even lie. I like Zodiacs at the same time.
All right, Austin, thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, of course. Check Austin out on
Check me out.
Spotify, Apple Music. You can also find Kimball Slice of Life on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. We will see you guys in 2.
Adios. Y'all have a good one.